No goodbye. I am only silent. Johnny Depp's confession breaks the internet. In a world where the celebrities are constantly synchronized, every whisper becomes a headline. Johnny Depp, the enigmatic star whose name has been etched into the Hollywood history through the decades of the unforgettable performances, recently left the world stunned not with the film premiere, not with the courtroom battle, and not even with the romantic elevation. Instead, it was the silence, and when he finally broke that silence with a simple yet professional and profound the confession, I am only silent, the internet exploded in the ways no one could have dedicated and predicted. A mystery aura around the Depp. For the years, Depp has become more than just an actor. He has been a symbol of the rebellion, creativity, and the mystery. His characters, Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhand, Lethbridge Crane, have always reflected the certain otherworldly quietly and the quality mirroring him his own life off screen. Fans have long admired him for his ability to walk the line between the reality and the performance, between the vulnerability and the strength. But in the recent years, Depp's life has been entangled with the controversies, legal trials, and the intense media speculation. For the many, it seems like the actor had been forced into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. His presence on the social media was the sporadic, often limited to thanking fans for their loyalty or sharing the updates about the music. Then, almost without warning, he vanished into the silence. The silence that spoke volumes. For months, Depp avoided making many and any major statements whether about his personal life, his career choices, or even the endless rumors filling around him. It was the silence that worried his supporters and frustrated the critics. Was the retreating from the public life? Was the end of the Depp as the world knew him? And then seemingly out of the nowhere a post appeared. No lengthy essay, no dramatic video, just a confession. I'm only silent. These words. That was it. Yet, those words overbeated across the internet like the thunder. Why it hit so hard? In an era dominating by the oversharing, where every celebrity crafts long statements, apology videos, or detailed Instagram captions, Dev's brevity was shocking. His silence was not the weakness, but it is the power. Fans and the followers instantly understood that this was a man who no longer felt the need to explain himself to the world, determined to interpret him. Within hours, hashtags like I'm only silent and hashtag like Johnny speaks without words began trending globally. Twitter was flooded with the interpretations was Depp declaring peace, exhaustions, and a quiet resilience. TikTokers and TikTok creators like used the phrase over the melancholy music, while Instagram pages turned into the artwork pairing his words with the moody portraits and the screens from his film. A reflection of his journey, Depp's confession was not just about the present, but it was about a long and the tumultuous journey that brought him here. His silence symbolized a man who was and who has weathered storms of the judgment, betrayal, and the public battles, yet still stand with a quiet kind of the dignity. For the years, Depp was forced to answer the questions about this relationship, his reputation, and his career trajectory. But the silence became his shield. By choosing not to speak, he gave himself the freedom from the constant explanation. His simple confession confirmed that what many suspected his quiet was not the emptiness, it was the survival. Fans react with the fierce loyalty. The internet reaction was as testament to the unwavering the loyalty Depp inspires. Fan pages lit it up with the messages of the support. Johnny does not of us words, his silence is louder than everything. When he says, I'm only silent, I hear the strength, no defeat. Sometimes silence is the loudest scream. For the millions around the world, those words become more than the death statement, they become a mantra. Silence is, in the context of the modern chaos, felt like a revolutionary act. Hollywood takes notice. Industry inspired insiders also could ignore the ripple effect. In a town where the image is everything, Depp's refusal to play the game resonated him with the fellow artist. Several celebrities quietly reposted or liked this statement, while others hinted at the understanding his approach. Silence, after all, is rare currency in the place where everyone is constantly shouting to be heard. Some critics dismissed the confession as the cryptic posturing, suggesting Depp was trying to maintain his relevance by saying every and very little. But even those critics had to admit he had the world's attention. The art of saying nothing. What makes the Depp's confession extraordinary is that it fits perfectly with the kind of the artist he has always been. He has never been the controversial and conventional. He has never spoken in the straightforward, predictable terms. Much like his acting, his words carry the layers of the meaning. I am only silent could mean retreat. It could mean space and peace. It could mean defiance. But maybe that's the point that was not wants to us to feel that to interpret or to look deeper into the surface. What comes next for the depth? After the internet frenzy, questions naturally turn towards the depth future. Would this confession mark the beginning of a long break from the acting, or was it the prelude to a new creative era? Insiders suggest that the Depp is quietly working on the new music projects, collaborating with the artists who have valued authenticity over the fame. Others hint at the indie film projects that would allow him to return to his roots as a character actor, away from the blockbuster pressure. Whatever the path on, one seems clear. Depp is reclaiming his narrative on his own terms. Silence as a revolution. Depp's words touch a nerve because they speak to something much larger than the celebrity culture. In a time when the people are overwhelmed by the noise, politics, scandals, online arguments, his confession felt like the invitation to embrace the stillness. Fans saw in the depth silence a mirror of their own desire to step back, to protect their peace, to exist without always explaining. And in that way, I'm only silent become more Johnny Depp's confession. It becomes the cultural moment. The legacy of these words, as the dust settles on the internet storms, one thing remain undeniable: Johnny Depp's, with all complexities and the contradictions, still has the ability to capture the world's imagination, not through the scandals, not through the spectacle, but through the something as simple and profound as silence. He reminded us that some things and sometimes that the most powerful statement is no statement at all. Silence, after all, is not the absence, it is the presence, it is in the purest form. And so, these words, Johnny Depp wrote a new chapter in the history of the story. Not a goodbye, not a retreat, but a quiet declaration of the strength. I am only silent. The world heard him loud and clear. So, guys, if you find this video as entertaining and interesting, then you have to like the video and also have to subscribe the channel. I wish you best of luck.